Hello, and welcome to Step 6 of the Accelerated Investor Program with me, Warren Jeffery. Over the last 6 lessons, we've looked at how you can invest and allocate your 100,000 Rand into my perfect millionaire mix to grow your portfolio to more than R1 million. All the investments we've covered so far combined will give you a total return of around 15% per annum on your money. At that rate, your 100,000 Rand portfolio will be sitting on more than R1 million within 10 short years. But today, I'm going to share with you a secret used by the professionals to accelerate their portfolio growth. In fact, by allocating the final 5% of your portfolio to this market professionals tool, you could knock off a full year from the time it takes to grow your portfolio to R1 million. Let me explain. The professionals tool we'll look at today is the power of geared trading. Trading refers to the buying and selling of different assets for quick, shorter-term profits. We'll be allocating 5% or 5,000 Rand of your 100,000 Rand portfolio to this exciting wealth-boosting activity. The great thing is, thanks to the power of gearing, which I'll explain shortly, you can realistically expect to make gains in the region of 6% per month. That's a fantastic 72% a year return. So, what exactly is gearing, and how can you make it work for you to grow your money? Simply put, gearing is the use of a small sum of money to gain control of a large sum of money. So for example, if you think about when you buy a house, generally you'd be required to put down a certain amount of money as a down payment to get the benefit of owning the house. Let's say you buy a house valued at R1 million, and to buy this house, you put down a payment of 100,000 Rand and finance the remaining 900,000 Rand through the bank. In this situation, you would have used 100,000 Rand to gain control of an asset worth R1 million, and you could say you were geared 10 times. And this is where the great part of gearing comes in. Let's now say the value of the house climbs 10% to 1.1 million Rand, and you decide to sell the house. For ease of explanation, we'll ignore the costs in this example. So, you sell the house for 1.1 million Rand and pay back the bank the 900,000 Rand you borrowed. You are now left with 200,000 Rand. But you originally only put down 100,000. As you can see, you've doubled your money. Thanks to the 10 times gearing, you've been able to use a 10% move in the price of your asset to get a 100% return on your money. This is the power of gearing. And today, there are a host of different financial instruments which allow you to use gearing to boost the returns of your portfolio. Some of the most popular geared instruments include things like contracts for difference, or CFDs, and single stock futures, or SSFs. You can trade CFDs or SSFs through your broker. These instruments can be used to gear your returns when you invest in different assets like shares. You see, just like I explained in the example of buying a house, when you trade using SSFs or CFDs, you only need to put down around 10% of the total or exposure value of the trade. This amount is called the margin amount. So, if you were required to place a margin amount of 10% on a trade, you'd be geared 10 times, which is perfect to turn small moves in the share market into large profit opportunities. Let's consider a trading example. Let's say you decide to trade by buying CFDs for shares of First Rand at 28 Rand per share. You decide to buy 1,000 CFDs. This will give you exposure to 1,000 First Rand shares valued at 28,000 Rand. But because you're using CFDs with a margin amount of 10%, you don't need to put down the full 28,000 Rand. You only need to put down 10% of this, or 2,800 Rand. And you get the benefit of the returns from the full amount of shares. So, a couple of days later, First Rand shares have risen to 29 Rand 80 per share. You decide to sell your CFDs at this level to close your trade. Let's take a look at how much profit you'd make from this trade. When the First Rand share price rises from 28 Rand to 29 Rand 80, you'd make 1 Rand 80 per share. And because you hold 1,000 CFDs, you'd make 1,800 Rand, calculated as 1,000 multiplied by 1 Rand 80. Remember though, you only had to put down 2,800 Rand as margin on this trade. So that means you made 1,800 Rand from just 2,800 Rand. That's a 64% return on your money from a move of only 6.4% on the actual share. You can clearly see how the power of gearing can boost your returns. To find trades, the same principles apply as when you invest. One of the methods I like to use when trading using gearing is to choose shares which I believe offer value opportunities. Remember, I discussed how to identify these shares in lesson 6 of the program. Once you've found a share which offers good value, you can buy the share using SSFs or CFDs, and your gains will be multiplied by the amount of gearing you have on the trade. Now, you might be wondering, if the profit potential is so good when you use gearing, why don't we commit more of our portfolio to it? Well, the answer is actually very simple. You see, gearing magnifies all the returns you make on a trade, whether it be a profit or a loss. And because our goal is to build a solid, stable portfolio that will grow to R1 million and more, you don't want to expose too much of your capital to these geared instruments in case the trade goes against you and you lose money. By only ever allocating 5% of your total portfolio to trading using gearing, you will be better able to manage your risks and grow your money. This is what we call money management. And when it comes to trading, good money management is critical. To properly manage your money and control your risks, as a guideline, you should make sure you only enter trades where your potential gains are 1.5 times your potential losses. This way, even if you only get half your trades right, you'll still make money because your winning trades are bigger than your losers. To learn more about trading and the different instruments you can use to trade, simply take a look at FSP Invest's Ultimate Trading Series by following the link at the end of this lesson, or in the resources section of this website. Alternatively, if you want to see exactly how I trade using CFDs, make sure you read all about my Capital Wave Trader service. For more details on this, you can follow the Capital Wave Trader link at the end of this lesson, or you can find it in the resources section of this website. So, get out there and look for a nice value share opportunity that you can trade using the gearing of trading instruments like SSFs and CFDs. Then, make sure your potential profits are at least 1.5 times the size of your potential losses. Remember, in lesson 6 I detailed how you can find a value share. To trade this, you'll simply buy a geared instrument on these shares. And be sure never to use more than 5% of your portfolio for trading. Do this, and before you know it, you'll be using gearing to grow your R1 million portfolio. I expect you'll be able to easily generate returns of around 72% per annum on the 5% of your portfolio you trade with. This adds a nice boost to your total portfolio returns, driving your expected returns up to 17.9% per annum. And at this rate, as you continue to invest your R2,500 per month, your R100,000 portfolio will grow to more than R1 million in just 9 years, not 10. So, there you have it. This last 5% completes your perfect millionaire mix for your R1 million portfolio. Well done for making it this far into the program. You've just seen step 6 of your 7 steps to a R1 million portfolio. Make sure you join me in the next lesson of the Accelerated Investor Program, where we will be discussing step 7 of your 7-step plan. In it, I'll reveal how you can make sure you never left behind the market. Until then, here's to staying ahead of the game.